Hey viewers, another video for you. Sorry, one of my rats is looking at me. Right. I have been asked before why. In fact, I've got it here. Why the type of electronics? Or another question here is why different types of electronics? Well, it all started a number of years ago when I was going through school. I started out using Windows computers, so like Dell and Acer and stuff like that. I actually had got a laptop, an Acer laptop that had Windows Vista on it. Yes, it was great, and I was using it quite a lot. And then I think it was about 2 years after that I went to a music college, did that for a year. When I first started there, all they had was Apple iMacs, so like that. So basically I had to get used to Apple Macs or Apple products if I wanted to pursue music. To an extent, yes, DJing, clearly. I do make my own music and stuff like that, videos as well. So after college, I decided to get a MacBook and an iMac. It was a 2009 model, and so I had to transfer the data from Acer or the Windows to Mac, and some of the stuff I had to convert. So like WMA, which is Windows Media Audio, to like MP3 and stuff like that. So I had to do that. I was staying up late to do this and stuff like that, which is fine. But during the time at college, I was getting into DJing. But I knew nothing about DJing. So I was getting other various things, so such as speakers, amps, cables, soundboards and stuff like that. And one of the cheapest DJing electronics going at the time was Behringer, which is a German make and brand. Yes, Apple is American, out of California, but made in China. But Behringer is German, but made in China. So yeah, I went with Behringer, and with the audio side of things. And the cables were like Nutrek or something like that, and like a couple of other brands. Put it all together myself. I didn't have a really good idea in regards to the wattage ratio and stuff like that. And I always thought the peak power was the actual power at that time. Years later, I know what it was. Now I know, or knew what it was, and you know, things like that. Then I was getting wind of other brands and other electronics, and those other brands and electronics I heard about was Setronic and Divine and Wharfedale and stuff like that. So things were starting to come to light as regards to electronics, and then a little bit later was Function One and something else. So I looked into getting limiter compressors, so I looked at brands, makes and models and stuff like that. So I decided on Behringer because it looked simple and yet cheap. It runs great, actually. Sound quality is still good. As regards to crossovers, I went with Setronic. I don't know why, but I thought, you know what, why not try something new? So I got Setronic. So I've got 2/3-way active crossovers. A friend of mine who's also a DJ said some of the frequencies, I can't remember what he said. So I looked into it myself and what they actually do. Both the limiter compressors and crossovers. Limiter compressors are basically devices that limits the sound input and compresses it before it goes out into the next available device. Then the crossovers are basically devices that take in a full range signal. So take my voice for example, and so it's taking my voice as one signal. It then splits my voice into 3 to 4 different frequencies. If I had a 4-way crossover, but I've got a 3-way. Well, 2. Technically 2 to 3-way. So on the basis of a 2-way, it takes my voice, splits it up into 2, high and low. The high is for the high frequencies, for say top speakers, and the low is for the subs. For the 3-way, it takes my voice, splits it into 3 frequencies, high, medium and low. So that's a full range. about like it, for simple terms, if you get a cooked piece of chicken, so that's one frequency, okay? And then when you peel the cooked chicken apart, you see all the fibres. Right? Those fibres are the separated frequencies. It's the only way I can describe it on what a crossover does. So when you split the cooked piece of chicken apart, you get the fibres, and you arrange the fibres accordingly. Okay, so that's what a crossover does. And for like other bits of equipment that I have and had is Wharfedale microphones. I've had Divine microphones. Divine microphones, they're absolutely fabulous to begin with. Until I actually used them for about, I think, upwards of 2 years, maybe 3, and then the signals from the microphones to the receiver died. Even one of the receivers died. So yeah, they're pretty useless. I'm still trying to work on the Wharfedale microphones. Amazing bit of kit, but it's just trying to get the frequency and volume right on that. Because every time that I use them, the sound coming out of the speakers sounds shiny. Because it sounds like that either the microphone or the sound running from them is getting distorted, which makes the speaker sound distorted, which actually sounds horrible. I've got another wireless microphone, but it's not rack mountable, which I love rack mountables. It's something I've got to work on. And then a recent device that I recently got is a DAP, or DAP, which I've actually got in the bedroom right now. It's a Bluetooth wireless receiver, so anything that has Bluetooth and can send audio, that will be connected to any one of them. So it only connects to one device, sadly. It has USB and SD capability as well, if I so wish to choose that, but I'm not. There's no point, because it's so packed away. It's a hassle getting in and out of the cabinet. But majority of my sound equipment is Behringer, and all these devices that I have, 98% of them work absolutely perfectly. They sound great. In fact, before 2023, the only Setronic devices I owned was the crossovers. Then 2023 was, I think it was October, between the 14th and the 16th, which was over the weekend. And I went to a show called the BPM show. BPM stands for beats per minute, if you haven't known already. It's a show that like DJs and musicians go to look for new bits of gear to buy and various other things and reasons. I was there to just look for a pair of speakers for the bedroom, and I so happened to come across this one booth, and it was the brand Setronic, funny enough. And they had various speakers there on show. So I had a look at them, and I spoke to one of the representatives there, and I said to him, look, I'm after a small pair of speakers that's passive, so I can have in my bedroom, because I'm building a cinema room in my bedroom, and so on and so forth. And before I actually started speaking to him, I was just having a look at the back of the speaker cabinets, particularly the tops, and all but one were active, and I didn't really want active speakers. I found this one that was passive. Then that's when I started speaking to the guy, and we had your typical start, like hi, how are you, your typical greetings with this guy, and we got into a conversation and stuff like that. And I said to him, like, I'm looking for passive speakers, and I've just found the one that you have here. And he said to me that actually these aren't meant to be on display. So, alright, okay, fair enough. Is there any chance I can hear it? I said, yeah, sure, not a problem, So he got it powered on, played some music through it. I was listening to it, and I put on the sub as well, just to have that full range. He had it, and he turned it off, just had the top running. And I said to him, right, I love the sound of that speaker. What's the name of it, and what's the wattage of it? And he gave me the details, which I was focused on. He said it's 500 watts max, 250 watts RMS, and he said 1.75 for the horn, 8-inch for the driver, and the name is Cuba 8, hence the 8-inch driver. When I asked him about the price, he couldn't remember offhand. So he got a magazine out, found where it was, and he said, here we are, and it's £300 a speaker. And it's like, okay, that's actually more than I wanted to pay for. So I paid £600 for the pair, give or take. I think it's about £600 for the pair. I would have to double check anyway. So right, I love it. I'm gonna buy it, and I'm looking for 2. That's it. Great. Let's go around to the other booth here. I can't remember the name of the booth. Yeah, he left me with this one guy who took the order. Said, right, I'm after these speakers. I'm going to pay for them now. The guy that I was dealing with before, he said we don't have them here with us in stock. So this is why I spoke to the other guy. And about a week I ordered the speakers, if not a few days after I bought them, and they arrived. I was told that they were going to arrive on a Tuesday, and I bought them on the Saturday. They hadn't arrived, so I got in contact with somebody and said that they were delayed sending them out. I said, okay, that's fine, not a problem. This guy said that it may be in the next few days, so looking Friday, Saturday maybe. So around that time, it was a week later after purchase. And when I got the pair up on the wall, honestly, the clarity with 2 of them is far better than I expected. Like, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even change it. And why would I? Because I don't overdrive them. I don't put excess bass into them because I've got some in the system anyway. And honestly, the size of these speakers for this size room is like more than enough anyway. If they were smaller speakers, I'd have to have multiple of them and a little bit louder. But these are like probably 200 to 400% more than what I actually need. In fact, whilst we're on the subject of the speakers, I'm going to actually have a look on how much they are. So bear with me a moment. Right, so they've actually gone down in price. 8-inch full range wooden passive PA cabinet speaker black, which I have, 250 watts, that's per cabinet. However, they do come with wall brackets or wall mounts, but I got Pulse, which are like the pole insert from the beneath. Price for 1 each. Minimum order quantity is 1. I've got 2. I actually paid $300 for the speakers. I bought each cabinet or each speaker for £150 each. So $300 for the pair at the time. Now they've gone down to $126.84 each. So not much lower, but getting close on to £25 lower each. But yeah, I've never changed them since then, and I probably won't change them anytime soon. Yeah, that's the other bit of electronic, or I say electronic hardware I've got is Pulse. Great bits of gear, because I've got Pulse stands and Pulse wall mounts. The reason why I got various types of gear or electronics is because mixing and matching electronics can be great sound wise. Yes, obviously with function 1 speakers you have to have the function 1 amps and crossovers, compressors and whatever to go with them. But with other electronics like Behringer, Setronics, DAP, Wharfedales and that, you can mix them up and they'll still sound perfect. I've got alto speakers and they're actives, and I still use a Behringer soundboard. I mean, come on. Like, the sound quality is just phenomenal. It's like a lot of people dislike Behringer because on how cheap they are. It's not just on cost-wise alone. If you know what you're doing with Behringer, the sound quality will still be good. I mean, I've used Behringer, well, quite a lot of Behringer products since October 2012, and I still use them today. And now it's 2026, so October of this year, 2026, will be 14 years. So I've used Behringer for 14 years. From the very first gig that I had in 2012 October. So October this year, 14 years. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. It's like, if there was something major wrong with them, I wouldn't use Behringer in the first place. I would go with something different. I mean, it's like, yes, I've upgraded a couple of amps because they died on me. But that hasn't stopped me from using Behringer. So, like, I've literally had one amp blow on me, and another amp just gave up. It still ran, but it had 2 rings around the volume knobs, so nothing was getting in or out. But yeah, it's, I won't change Behringer. The whole reason why I've got various types of electronics brands is because that's me. I like variety. not just, oh yeah, I've got to have function once, or oh yeah, I've got to have Setronic. I'm not like that. I just like variety. So yeah, that's just me. So I don't know what people are going on about, that Behringer is shit, which is not. And other people saying Setronic is shit, but not. I use them. And there are probably people out there saying, oh yeah, you use Setronic and Behringer, then you're shit. Well, actually no. It's how you use them, depending on how you are. So, I mean, come on guys. For those of you who don't like Setronic or Behringer because on how they sound and how cheap they are, grow up, get a life, use them, and use their potential. The reason why they're cheap, or that cheap, is because there's quality behind them. I mean, quality doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, come on. I paid for this iMac brand new in 2013, and I paid 1,050 quid for it. And I got these two Macs for under £300 each. I mean, hell, good quality, and it's still going today. 2013 models, all three of them. Seriously, think about it logically. Not the brains down below, the brains up here on your noggin. So, with that being said,